Look, I got glass applesauce.
What happened, Pop? I was watching that time. Roswell did it.
That is sheer nonsense.
He wasn't nowhere near it.
No, but he's got DB shot and a bean shooter, and he popped him with that.
Roswell. What's the idea of sniping at our Christmas tree?
It's long past my bedtime, Mr. Riley. I think I'll retire.
Roswell, come back here. Roswell, I'm giving you your choice. Either you come back here or I'm going to...
Before you finish your sentence, Mr. Riley, may I remind you that my father is your boss? And no man is indispensable? Now, what were you about to say?
I was just going to say, either you come back here or else do whatever you was going to do. Before I so rudely interrupted, help me pick up the glass, Junior.
Riley?
Oh, here I am. I'm just finishing the tree. What's the matter?
Did you know Roswell's been phoning to Sun Valley?
Sun Valley? You mean that place in Idaho where people go skidding?
Skiing. Long distance just called and said the charges on the call to Sun Valley are $6.50.
$6.50? Mm-hmm. For one phone call? If he wants to call up valleys, let him call the San Fernando Valley. It's only a nickel.
He also called Palm Springs, Arrowhead Springs, and Murrieta Springs.
Listen, I ain't working 12 hours a day to make Alexander Graham Bell rich. I won't stand for it. I'll... Hello?
Hello, sir. Palm Springs.
Well, wear asbestos pajamas.
I beg your pardon.
Cancel the call, please. Hot Springs. That's way back east.
Hot Springs? Oh, Riley, I see now. Roswell's been calling up all these resorts to get in touch with his folks. Why, the poor boy's lonesome.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Gosh, of course. That's why he's been acting so peculiar, even for him.
Oh, it's hard for a boy to think his parents deserted him on Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
Riley, maybe we better tell him about his mother, huh?
No. I promised Mr. Stevenson I wouldn't tell. Poor kid. I remember once I was away from home on Christmas Eve. Peg, I'm going to make one more stab at cheering him up.
Oh, yes. Show Roswell our stockings all hung up by the fireplace and hang up his stocking, too.
Yeah. For a minute there, when he busted my ornaments, I was going to hang up both of his stockings with him in them. Well, I'll see what I can do for the little guy. Okay. Now, Roswell, that place in the middle of the row is where you can hang up your stockings, right next to my 3.
Mr. Riley, such whimsy. To me, you're an interesting survivor of a species I had supposed extinct.
Yes? I'm beginning to appeal to you, huh?
Mr. Riley, do you actually believe it's true that a fat character with a white beard travels through the air propelled by reindeer?
Well, you see, Roswell, it's a kind of a legend that you believe in. Like believing that your wife's relatives are going to pay you back the dough they borrowed.
Well, I refuse to believe in these childish legends.
Roswell, I can see you're a skeptic. You know, a fellow by the name of Dickens once wrote a story about Christmas, and in it there was a character just like you. His name was Stooge.
Scrooge.
Yeah, Scrooge. Well, this Scrooge didn't believe in Christmas either until... Wait a minute. I'm going to read you this story. It'll do you a world of good.
Well, if you insist, Mr. Riley.
I got the book right here. A Christmas Carol. The story starts like this. Old Marley was dead.
One moment. What is the relationship between this Marley, alleged to be dead, and the character Scrooge, whom you claim I resemble?
Oh, well, they used to be partners in business.
I thought as much. And Scrooge inherited the business, eh?
Right. Now, let's start over. Old Marley was dead.
Just a moment, Mr. Riley. What were the exact circumstances of Marley's death?
Well, I don't know. Dickens don't say. And if Dickens don't know, how the Dickens should I know?
Then what is your authority for claiming that Miley is dead at all?
Okay, then he ain't dead. But at the moment, he's just too stubborn to breathe. Anyway, what do you care how Marley died?
Well, obviously, since Scrooge inherited Miley's business, I can plainly see that Scrooge is going to be accused of his partner's murder.
No, Roswell. This ain't no murder mystery. It's a beautiful story about Christmas. You see, Marley's ghost comes back and haunts Scrooge, see?
You mean that this Dickens wants us to believe that a ghost actually materializes? And that Scrooge sees the ectoplasm?
I don't know from no ectoplasm. They didn't even have blood banks in them days. Listen, Roswell, look, instead of reading you a Christmas carol, I'm going to do like Marley's ghost did with Scrooge. I'm going to take you all around town and show you how other people do at Christmas.
Indeed.
Yeah. Only instead of flying through the air like the ghost done, we're going to ride on buses, which is even more frightening. I guess you never seen this part of town before, huh, Roswell?
I don't want to see it now.
I brought you here to learn something. You've been feeling sorry for yourself and lonesome. I guess you got plenty of reason. But these people are really lonesome. Dan's got to be awful shy on real friends before he looks for company down here on Skid Row. But even down here, they're getting ready for Christmas. Look in this place. It's a church.
A church? It's nothing but an old store.
You can't always tell a church by the architecture. Remember, Christmas didn't start in a cathedral. Look in here through the door. You want to go in a while?
No. I don't care to mingle with people like those.
People like them, Roswell, are all members of the human race, which I am also. Maybe if you live long enough and learn fast enough, someday we'll put you up for membership. Okay, Roswell, take a gander down this street. That's quite a sight, ain't it? See all them push carts lined up?
What junk.
Yeah, but cheap, Roswell. And people who can't afford no better buy their Christmas presents off them carts. Sometimes they spend the last money they got so somebody won't go without nothing for Christmas. Look at the old man buying a toy, that guy in the raggedy coat there.
I suppose some child will consider that toy quite amusing.
Some kid will think it's wonderful. Wait a minute. He can't buy it. He ain't got enough money even for that. Probably costs a nickel too much.
Mr. Riley, quick. Let's buy the contents of that pushcart and lower the prices. Call that man back.
He won't get far away. But that's quite an idea, Roswell. And I wouldn't wonder if you just hadn't bought yourself the biggest bargain that ever come off a pushcart. You just bought a piece of Santa Claus. Look, Roswell. See that lighted up window with the Christmas candle burning in it?
There's a star in the window, too.
Yeah. Stars on a service flag. I know the folks in there. They used to have a boy at home to help them keep Merry Christmas. Tonight, they don't know just where he is or when he'll be coming home. But they don't tell each other they're worried, and they keep the Christmas candle burning so that no one will think they're downhearted. You want to rest a while, Roswell? We could sit on this park bench here.
All right. Mr. Riley, you showed me some interesting places tonight. Did you have a reason for coming to this park?
Well, yeah, Roswell. I guess it's time I told you something. Maybe I oughtn't to, but I got a hunch it's the right thing to do. Listen, your father ain't out of town having a good time, Roswell.
He isn't?
He told you that so as not to spoil Christmas for you. But I think you'd be happier taking your share of the trouble.
Is my father in trouble? Where is he? Where is he?
You see that bench near the sidewalk? Under the streetlight. See the fellow sitting in it, all hunched over? That's your father.
Why? What's he doing there? Where's my mother?
He's waiting for news about her. That building there across the street, that's a hospital.
You mean my mother's in there?
No. Take it easy. This is where you either add to your pa's trouble or help him carry the load.
Mr. Riley, I want to go to my father and help him wait. I'll be all right, and I ought to be with him.
Yeah. Yeah, go ahead, Sonny. We'll be glad to see you. You're okay, Roswell. I always figured you was, even though you was working so hard to hide it.
For goodness sake, Riley, where have you been? Where's Roswell?
He's coming up our front walk with his old man.
He's found his father?
Well, they kind of found each other, more ways than one. Listen, Peg, I got swell news. Mr. Stevenson's going to be okay. We just heard.
Oh.
So I made him come back here with me now.
Oh, isn't that nice? Oh, come in, Mr. Stevenson. I've just heard the good news.
Hello, Mrs. Riley. Wonderful, isn't it?
Here, Dad, take this chair. It's been quite an ordeal for my father, you know.
Yeah, but it's okay now. It's going to be a Merry Christmas for everybody now. Hey, let's light up the Christmas tree, huh?
Oh, it won't light, Daddy. We tried everything. It just won't light.
It won't light. Well, it's got a light. I wired it myself.
Oh, pardon me. Maybe this will help you.
Roswell, what's that you took out of your pocket? The fuse to the Christmas tree lights. Roswell, Babs, run put this back in the fuse box so that we can light the tree.
Hey, what's going on?
It's starting Merry Christmas, Junior. Give Roswell that present you got for him.
No, let me give you one, Junior. Here's a big package that says to Roswell from Santa Claus. I want you to have this, Junior.
Gee, thanks, Roswell.
Gosh, Pop, that's the racer I was giving him. Don't say nothing. Give him something else.
Roswell, I hope you like turtles because here's what I got today. Merry Christmas.
A live turtle? Junior, it's just what I wanted. Merry Christmas.
Oh, listen to the bells. It really is Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Dumplin'.
Oh, the sake
Merry
of you,
Christmas,
dear.
Mr. Stevenson.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Junior.
Merry Christmas, Bob.
Dad. Merry Christmas, Roswell.
Merry Christmas, Mr.
Riley,
Riley.
why are you opening the window?
I want everybody to hear what I'm going to say next. Come on now, all together, everybody. From everybody in our house to everybody in your house.
Merry Christmas.
Before Riley comes back, I want to say Merry Christmas to the mothers and wives of America who have cooperated so splendidly in choosing available meat cuts when their favorite meat cuts were scarce. Merry Christmas to the stock raisers of America who have raised the greatest quantity of meat animals in the history of our country. Merry Christmas to the meat packers of America who have prepared and processed the greatest tonnage of meat on record, even though more than 75,000 of its skilled workers have gone to war. Merry Christmas to the meat retailers of America, who have worked hard and fairly to make the meat supply go around. And Merry Christmas to the Council on Foods and Nutrition of the American Medical Association, which accepts this statement. Meat is a yardstick of protein foods because meat measures up to every protein need. And now, a word from the star of our show, Riley himself, William Bendix.
With a terrible war plaguing the whole world, this is not a very merry Christmas. In too many places, the lights are not shining tonight. So perhaps now is the time for all of us to pledge our hearts and our hands to the cause for which our brothers fight, to freedom, to justice and equality, for all men of goodwill everywhere, so that one day soon we all once more may share a Merry Christmas.
Of Riley next week at the same time. Riley throws a New Year's Eve party with hilarious results. William Bendix plays Riley by arrangement with Hal Roach. This is Ken Niles saying, see you next week. And don't forget, stay tuned to the Blue Network for Keeping Up with the World, which follows immediately. This is the Blue Network.
7:30 at KECA, Los Angeles. Transcribed.
Your signal dealer gives the best of service for your car to keep it running smoother and help it outlast the war. Cars last longer, service signals wane. So change to friendly signal dealer starting in today.